The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, show number 754. Welcome to the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast, helping you celebrate Celtic culture through music. I am Mark Gunn, Celtic musician and host of Pub Songs and Stories. Pull up a chair. This is your weekly hour of Celtic music from some of the most talented independent artists in the world. This show is for every kind of fan of Celtic music, traditional or contemporary, fiddles or pipes, ballads or reels. There's something here for you. We're building a community around this music, and we're glad you're a part of it. Every artist you hear today is an indie musician, no label, no corporate backing, just real people making music they love and sharing it with you. If a song catches your ear, reach out to them and tell them. Buy an album pen, a CD, or a t-shirt. join their Patreon. It goes a long way. Links to every artist are in the show notes. You'll also find showtimes when you visit CelticMusicPodcast.com. Now sit back and let's make some music happen. First thing I want to let you know is all of the Kickstarter rewards have been mailed. I think there's only one person who never responded with their survey. So everything else has been sent out. So keep an eye on your mailbox if you haven't already received stuff. If you'd like to send me pictures, I'd love to see those. If you have a shirt or CD or album pen, whatever, take a picture and send it to me. Follow at bestcelticmusic.net. I'd love to see that. I also want to send a huge thanks to the generous patrons of the podcast who supported through the Kickstarter. Big thanks to Arcane R&D, Eric Mastic, and Tracy O'Shea. Thank you so much for your incredible generosity. I really, really, really appreciate it. It is week 2 of the Spring Celtic Challenge. 1 week in. How are you doing? If you've been walking, listening, and picking up a little litter every day, I want you to know that it matters, genuinely. 7 days of small actions is not nothing. That's something real. And if you're just hearing about this now, welcome. You haven't missed a thing. Today is the perfect day to start. The challenge is simple. 20 minutes outside every day, the podcast in your ears while you walk, and 1 piece of trash off the ground before you head home. That's it. Walk, listen, and pick up a piece of trash. There's something about doing this alongside other people, even strangers scattered across the world. It makes it feel bigger than yourself. The Celts understood that the land matters, the community matters. Small acts of care done daily build something lasting. 3 weeks left. Let's finish this strong. Tell me how it's going. Email me at follow@bestcelticmusic.net. I'd love to hear from you. All right, we kicked off the show with Arise and Go. That was The Drowning at Bruckless and the Millers' Maggot from their new album, Moments of Light. Next up is Carroll Sisters Trio with Liam Childs and Baby Dragon from Radiance.
of a brave young highwayman, the story we will tell. His name was Willie Brennan, and in Ireland he did dwell. It was on the Kilworth mountains he commenced his wild career, and many a wealthy nobleman before him shook with fear. Yes, young Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave, and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. One day upon the highway, as Willie he went out, he met the mayor of Cashel, a mile outside the town, and the mayor he knew his features, and he said, young man, said he, your name is Willie Brennan, you must come along with me. Yes, young Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave, and the undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. Now Willie's wife had gone to town, provisions for to buy, and when she saw her Willie, she commenced to weep and cry, said, hand to me that 10-penny, and as soon as Willie spoke, she handed him a blunderbuss from underneath her coat for young Brennan on the moor. Brennan on the moor, bold, brave, and the undaunted was young Brennan on the moor.
setting memories on these tracks. And I've been called so many names, my own, it's hard to recollect. So won't you show to me some kindness? Has it blown off with your hope? Won't you lend a hand? I'm sure you'll understand being at the end of your rope. Now them bulls kick me out of Trenton. No drifters jumping off rates. Well, I ain't no bum, I just can't catch a job. I've chased them across these states. So won't you show to me some kindness? Has it blown off with your hope? Won't you lend a hand? I'm sure you'll understand being at the end of your rope. Now I pulled in to Oklahoma, but I was met with disgust. For them people there are hitting the road beneath black clouds of dust. But the train keeps on rolling, though my spirit, it grows faint. But there's always a chance at the next stop. My luck will finally change. I've heard there's joy in heaven, heard there's fire in hell. But every place I've heard there's work, each one's an empty well. Come on, won't you show to me some kindness? Has it blown off with your hope? Won't you lend a hand? I'm sure you'll understand being at the end of your rope. So won't you show to me some kindness? Has it blown off with your hope? Won't you lend a hand? I'm sure you'll understand being at the end of your rope.
After Carroll's Sisters Trio came Faoileán with Brennan on the Moor from Why Should I Not? Then came Cedar, Dobson, and Debojyoti Sanyal with Harvest Home from Kolkata to Dublin. We finished up the set with Hope on the Tracks from Seasons from their self-titled album. I want your feedback. What are you doing today while listening to the podcast? Send a picture of what you're doing while listening. Maybe you're out walking. Take a picture and send it to me. Follow at bestcelticmusic.net. Tim Cannon emailed Mark, thanks for what you're doing and for so long. Please bear with me. I'm old enough to remember the days when stereos would hold multiple CDs and there was a setting to shuffle between the CDs. Do you know of an app that does something similar? I imagine that I would find my albums on my device and in the app choose which ones are available for the shuffle. I use Pandora and Spotify, but would prefer something that better supports the artist. Thanks so much, Tim. There are a lot of apps that do just what you want. If you are on the iPhone, which is what I use, there is the music app, and you can put all your music in there. You can buy music through iTunes on your computer. Looks like you can't buy it on your phone anymore. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I have just really started going back to using to buying music through iTunes that way. But that is definitely one option. Now, there are others. I have found there's an app called Ever Music. Again, I am not certain if it is iTunes only or not. But from what I remember when I first downloaded it, I was trying to be able to stream the music from online, basically the same way I would do it with Apple Music, but with my catalog, that I had on at a special folder. I don't remember exactly how it is, but there are lots of apps out there. If anyone has any suggestions for Android apps that allow you to shuffle music between, I'd love to hear it. Let me know. There's bound to be lots of apps out there, but you will have to look up. I don't use Android, so I don't really know what services are available, but I know that Apple has some great ones, whether you're using the iTunes app or not. So, Jeffrey Alexander messaged on Facebook, is the iPhone app dead? If so, what is the best way to listen now? I got back to Jeffrey because, yes, if you hadn't noticed, there was an iPhone app, an Irish and Celtic Music Podcast iPhone and Android app for that matter, that was exclusively available, and it is no longer available. So how do you listen? What's the best way to listen? Here's how I replied. Number one, Patreon app. I don't know if you're a subscriber, but it works really great for this app, and it gets you involved in the community as well. It works well, even if you just follow the show there. If you're just following the show on Patreon, it's a great way to support the podcast and listen. Number two is Overcast. Though I've been listening to a lot more shows on Patreon, this is my favorite podcatcher. It is iPhone only, but it has a lot of cool features if you're not listening to music apps. So it's a great one. And number three, Apple Podcasts. Again, still a good podcatcher. As for, Android, which Jeffrey didn't ask about, there are a lot of good Android apps as well, but I don't know what they are. I came across Podcast Addict, seems like it was the one of the best in my thoughts. That was dedicated to podcasts, which I do like the dedicated podcast apps over things like Spotify, which of course, the podcast you can't listen on Spotify, but I do prefer dedicated podcast apps in general, just because you're going to run into less problems in the long run. Daniel Fagan replied to the comments in 748. I just wanted to applaud what you said to the fellow who made the libtard comment in 748. Folk music and Celtic music has always spoken truth to power, and our current leadership needs to hear the truth. This listener supports what you said. You might lose some listeners, but hopefully you will gain a lot more from the folkies and Celtic music fans that agree with you. If there had been a one-time donation button on the site or the Patreon, I would have used it. Instead, I just continue to support the great artists you find. Daniel followed up with this short email. When I shared what you said with my wife, she said, you've been listening long enough, so I signed up at the lowest level, less for the perks and more for your effort. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, I definitely lost some followers, and I'm not necessarily looking for people to agree with me. I'm not trying to be one side or another. I'm trying to be right or wrong. And, again, murdering people in the streets is wrong. Plain and simple. Done. So there is still a lot of continued injustices by this current administration, and it needs to be pointed out. The No King protests continue to grow peacefully, which is just brilliant. It shows just how angry people are with what our current government is doing. Now, there are three ways that we can make true change, especially with a government that is complicit in supporting the illegal actions of our president right now. As far as most of us can tell, the people in the House and the Senate, they are supporting the president giving him a blank slate to do whatever he wants, which is just not good. So, here are the 3 things you can do to make true change. Number 1, vote them out. Make your voice heard in November. You know, I talk about the voting in the podcast for the Celtic Top 20 every week. Voting really makes an impact, even if it's just, you know, whether it's for the Celtic Top 20 or getting your voice heard at the polls. So make sure you go to the polls and make sure you check your voter registration because, again, they are trying to actually break the law and remove people's votes, which is just obscene. So check your voter rolls and keep checking them every couple months as we go up to the elections and then vote them out. Number 2, support small indie local businesses. It's always good to support our local community, but most of these businesses not only need your support more than some giant corporation, but they also aren't supporting a government that's actively breaking laws and killing and hurting people. So support the indie businesses. That's a great way to support your community. And of course, you know, yes, I know that sometimes the prices are a little bit higher than you can get from a big corporation. And if you're struggling, I understand that. But if you're able to, please consider supporting your local businesses. Number 3, speak up publicly at rallies and protests. Go to those No Kings protests, post online, and especially contact your representatives. I know it feels futile, but it's not. Your voice matters. They track these things, and if they are not listening to their constituents, then they will know that they are going to get voted out in November. Finally, you also mentioned making a one-time donation. I don't have a regular way of sharing the URL. Maybe I should put that in the show notes somewhere. But if you go to bestcelticmusic.net/donate, then you can make a one-off donation. But you'll find a link in this episode for show number 754. But your regular support on Patreon, of course, means everything. So thank you. Let's get back to the music. Next up is Seán Heely with Return to Iona. This is from his album Dramagical.
Let's raise another pint to the times we have had. To all those memories, be they happy or sad. Let's toast to the future and celebrate this night. Let's have another round, boys, let's raise another pint. Let's raise another pint to the times we have had. To all those memories, be they happy or sad. Let's toast to the future and celebrate this night. Let's have another round, boys, let's raise another pint. Down at the pub where the music plays, the pipes and the fiddle, the guitar and the bass. We sit in the crowd and we sing and dance along, while the band on the stage plays all our favorite songs. Let's raise another pint to the times we have had. To all those memories, be they happy or sad. Let's toast to the future and celebrate this night. Let's have another round, boys, let's raise another pint. Let's raise up a toast and drink our Guinness stout. The foamy white head, the best without a doubt. Delivered to our pub from St. James's Gate. We have another round and drink our favorite taste. Let's raise another pint to the times we have had. To all those memories, be they happy or sad. Let's toast to the future and celebrate this night. Let's have another round, boys, let's raise another pint. Let's raise up a toast to a far distant land, our ancestral home, dear old Ireland. From Galway to Wexford, from Cork up to Derry, forever in our hearts our homeland will carry. Let's raise another pint to the times we have had. To all those memories, be they happy or sad. Let's toast to the future and celebrate this night. Let's have another round, boys, let's raise another pint. Let's raise one last pint to the times we have had. To all those memories, be they happy or sad. Let's toast to the future and celebrate this night. Let's have another round and let's raise another pint.
the fire will burn if you fuel when it's begun. Heart of his heat on the bleakest winter nights. When it's dark outside, it offers light. Just like the daylight that's bright in the spring, it warms you in the summer and dwindles again. Day breaks with sunrise and ends with a setting sun. Nothing is forever, and this too will pass. Like the smoke rises, disappears from sight, but the incense lingers long into the night. From these peat fires, I recall when my love for you began. A passion and a longing I could not outrun. Never in a million years could I see it become undone. Nothing is forever, and this too will pass. Like the smoke rises and disappears from sight, but the incense lingers long into the night. From these peat fires, when the morning's lit only by the moon, rest your head on me, you'll be going too soon. Bathe in the warmth of the fire, you are my only desire. Ghosts are dancing with this craft house. I can feel the music of generations past. So hold on to me and don't let go. Feel the world slow. Hopes and dreams float on the air. Of the chilly they drift away, like shooting stars that die once spent. Their celestial descent. Nothing is forever, and this too will pass. Like the smoke rises and disappears from sight, but the incense lingers long into the night. From these peat fires, from these peat fires.
After Sean Heely came Skara Brae with Let's Raise Another Pint from The Mists of Time, then W. Ed Harris with Toss the Feathers from Cares of Tomorrow Can Wait, and we finished up the set with Peat Fires by Chloe Matharu from a single. Thank you, patrons of the podcast. This show is still going strong because of you. Patrons of the podcast, you are the reason. New episodes land every Thursday. You fund the audio engineering, the graphics, the Celtic Music Magazine, the show promotion, and yes, buying music directly from the independent artists you hear on the show. I do that every week. So every month, your support does real tangible good. And if you've been thinking about joining, this is a great time. Patrons get early access to episodes, music-only editions, free MP3 downloads, exclusive artist interviews, and a vote in the Celtic Top 20. You'll even get exclusive highlight reels that don't go out on the public feed. You become part of something that keeps this music alive and independent. 3 steps and you're in. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to songhenge.com. Takes you straight over to our Patreon page. Step 2, choose your monthly pledge. $4, $12, $25, or whatever feels right. You can pledge anywhere in between that as well. Step 3, keep listening to the Irish and Celtic Music podcast and celebrate Celtic culture through music. That's it. Your generosity keeps this community growing, one episode, one artist, one listener at a time. Join us at songhenge.com. Special thanks to our Celtic legends, Fuzzy, Dave and Rosie Donnelly, Rick Boyce, Bruce, Daniel Ide, Brian McReynolds, Marty Myers, Alan Schindler, Margareta Silverstone, Emma Bartholomew, Dan McDade, Jeff A., Gerald F. Boyle, Miranda Nelson, Nancy Barnett, Gary R. Hook, Linda McNeil, Kelly Garrett, Mike Schock, and Sean Calley. Thank you so much for your continued support. And if you want to join me on a Celtic Invasion vacation, my plan is to go to the Isle of Skye in 2017. We're going to go hiking. Find out more at CelticInvasion.com or join the mailing list at CelticInvasion.com. Pressgang Mutiny is a new band to the show. This is Ranzo Ray. It's from their album Departure.
Boats are coming, don't you hear the paddles rolling?
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
All the bully boats are floating down the river, she's a bowling.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
All the bully boats are coming down the Mississippi floating.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
All the bully boats are coming and the gals is all a-waiting.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
Oh, I'm bound away to leave it, but I never will deceive ya.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Yeah, I'm bound away to leave it, my half pay, I'm gonna leave it.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Yokohama with the load of grand pianos.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Yokohama with the load of grand pianos.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Old Gibraltar and a cargo's brick and mortar.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Old Gibraltar and a cargo's brick and mortar.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
And we're bound for Valparaiso with the load of rusty razors.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Then we're bound for Valparaiso with the load of rusty razors.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Buenos Aires with a bunch of green canaries.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Buenos Aires with a bunch of green canaries.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
Then we're bound for Santillana and we're loaded down with lager.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Oh, we're bound for Santillana with the load of Polish lager.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
When I come again to meet ya, it's with kisses I will greet ya.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
When I come again to meet ya, it's with kisses I will greet ya.
I love me Ranzo, hooray.
Oh, we'll tie her up in London and we'll all go on the Orantan.
Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
Oh, we'll tie her up in London and we'll all go on the Orantan.
I love me Ranzo, hooray. Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray. I love me Ranzo, hooray. Ranzo, Ranzo, hooray, hooray.
is right. The time is here. No more sorrows, no more tears. Give it back. Give it back to the Irish. It's not yours, not your land. Can't you English understand? Give it back. Give it back to the Irish. What you say we can't believe. Why do you refuse to leave? What you've done is not right. If you make us, we will fight. Give it back. Give it back to the Irish. Men and women have fought to free Ireland.
What would you like to do, my darling?
I want to come out. Help me.
What can I do for you, my darling?
I need light in my mind. Take me out. The gold of your heart shining now.
Beth at ti'n hoffi nid fan wylydd.
Swn i'n hoffi dod allan, helpa fi.
Be gallai neud i chdi fan wylydd.
Dwi angen golini yn fy meddwl, dos y fi allan.
Y glas dros da ti, gwyrdd o damra i.
The galbon, the skliria fe now.
I'm asking
After Pressgang Mutiny came Mànran with Downpour from To the Wind, then Bluestack with Give It Back and A Soldier Song from Last Set of the Night, and we finish up the set with Jarmila Xymena Gorna. That was a track in English and Welsh, Escape and Ihangfa. It's from a single. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please go vote in the Celtic Top 20 for 2026. This is our way of finding the best songs and artists each year. You can vote for as many songs and tunes that inspire you in each episode. Your vote helps me create this year's best Celtic music episode. You have just 3 weeks to vote, so follow the link in the show notes to cast your vote today. We're going to finish up the show with Santos Letalone. This is our voice from a single that was just released. I hope you enjoy your week, and I will be back next week. Talk to you soon. Oh, and if you want to come see me performing at Sherwood Forest Fair, just outside of Austin, Texas, I'm performing solo, as well as with my band, Brobding Nagi and Bards, and this is our final weekend. Talk to you soon. Sláinte.
My name is S. I live in a free world, right next to yours, close as a breath. Same weight on my shoulders, same hand on my pate, same laws in my pocket, same clouds in the way. They brand us with invisible chains. They call it order, they call it peace, but it smells like control to me. They took what's ours, our choice, our voice, our name. My name is S, and I choose to be free. They stand on their towers, counting our days, writing our stories, erasing our say. But my will is mine, my path is mine, my risk is mine, and I draw the line. They brand us with invisible chains. They call it order, they call it peace, but it smells like control to me. They took what's ours, our choice, our voice, our name. My name is S, and I choose to be free. If there's a cost, I'll pay it in full. Scars on my skin, fire in my skull. They brand us with invisible chains. They call it order, they call it peace, but it smells like control to me. They took what's ours, our choice, our voice, our name. My will is mine, my path is mine, my risk is mine. My name is S, and I choose to be free.
Support for this program comes from international speaker Joseph Dumond, teaching the ancient roots of the Gaelic people. Learn more about their origins at sightedmoon.com. Support for this program comes from Cascadia Cross-Border Law Group, creating transparent borders for more than 25 years, serving Alaska and the world. Find out more at cascadialawalaska.com. Support for this program comes from Hank Woodward. Support for this program comes from Dr. Annie Lurkowski of Centennial Animal Hospital in Corona, California. Support for this program comes from John Sharkey White II. The Irish and Celtic Music Podcast podcast was produced by Mark Gunn, the Celt Father, and our patrons on Patreon. The show is edited by Mitchell Peterson with graphics by Mànran and Nelson Designs. Visit our website to follow the show. You'll find a link to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wiley is the editor of the Celtic Music Magazine. Subscribe to get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about this podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. Spring is a good time to think about what we plant literally and figuratively. The Celtic lands we love were shaped by people who understand that the earth gives back what you put into it. This week's tip is simple. Go native if you're planting anything this spring, flowers, shrubs, anything. Choose native plants. They support local pollinators, use less water, and need far less maintenance. One trip to a native plant nursery can do more good than you'd expect. Walk outside, pick up one piece of trash, plant something that belongs. The same spirit that carries Celtic music forward, community, resilience, love of the land, is the same spirit that keeps this planet alive. Let's carry that forward. Promote Celtic culture through music at CelticMusicPodcast.com.